Many times when people are looking for solutions that they can't find in the marketplace, they go out and make it themselves. Trina Felber was a registered nurse for many, many years. She was looking for particular types of products in the supplement and health industry that weren't there, so she decided to go out and make them herself and start her own company. Very compelling story, very unique products. Check this out. I think you're going to be stimulated by it. Trina, thanks for taking some time to share with us.
Oh, thanks, Patrick. I'm excited to be here.
So tell us about your background and what got you started in the work you do.
So my background's a registered nurse. And interestingly, I started in the burn center, and it's all about skin and how the skin heals after damage. And I was a nurse for approximately 15 years and then ended up as a nurse anesthetist. I went back to school to do anesthesia and really learned the intricacies of the body and how the cells actually function. And got very interested in creating my own skincare after a mysterious miscarriage. So I miscarried and was very healthy and felt that if there's anything I could do from my environment standpoint or my body standpoint to make myself healthier, I would. So I started looking at my environment and realized one morning when I was pregnant again that my skincare products had a lot of toxins in them. So I started making my own.
In the nutrition industry, at large, or maybe you call it the health industry, so many companies seem to be launched out of people trying to solve their own problems. So how did you discover these chemicals that were in your skincare products?
So, one morning I was getting ready for work and I was pregnant again, and I was at the same point in my pregnancy where I had miscarried. So I was really in tune to everything. We had, changed what we clean with, the house with, we changed our laundry. But I hadn't even thought about skincare. And I know that my skin's my largest organ, and your skin basically eats whatever you put on it, you ingest it. And I happened to glance down at my moisturizer that I'd been using. It was from an organic company. It was a natural company. And I was pretty amazed at the ingredients I saw in there. And I knew that, I didn't know what they were, but I knew that they were toxic or chemicals that could cause cancer. And I knew that these things can cross through to my unborn baby. So not only were they hurting me, but they could be harming my baby. So that's how I discovered it. And so immediately I just ditched what I was using and I went to the kitchen and I grabbed some olive oil because I knew that was great for the skin. And I just started formulating my own products. I thought, if I can't make it myself, I'm just not going to use it.
Interesting. And, some people might say, well, this is about supplements, right? This is Supplements Revealed. What they don't realize, what do you do with a supplement, but you put it into your body to get it absorbed into the body. And of course, this is exactly what's happening with skincare products, things that you put on your skin. It is absorbed. And it's going in to your body. It's going to have a beneficial or a deleterious effect, depending on what it is, et cetera. So this, in my mind, and tell me if you agree, falls into the supplement category as far as what you're doing with your skin.
Well, it totally does, because your skin ingests whatever you put on it. So it's the same thing, but it's absorbed differently. And I can go into that if you want me to.
Yes, please.
It's really interesting. With my nursing background and in anesthesia, we take a deep dive into the body and how you metabolize things. So your body, when you take something in like a supplement, you ingest it, your body has a protective mechanism. It's called your liver. So everything you ingest goes into your body, into your stomach, and then is absorbed and sent to your liver to be converted from fat soluble to water soluble, so you can excrete what you don't need. Unfortunately, your skin doesn't do that. Your skin absorbs it directly, and then it absorbs into your bloodstream. It doesn't go directly to your liver. So you have to stop and think about what you're supplementing your skin with. Because everybody wants to look younger, everybody wants to look better and healthier, but if you're putting toxins on your skin and they're absorbing directly into your bloodstream, they could be traveling to your brain, your heart, your lungs, everywhere except to your liver to be detoxified. So you could be getting more harm than good.
So in essence, you're more vulnerable when you're absorbing things through the skin than if you're ingesting it orally.
Yes, totally more vulnerable. And I do a lot with oral care as well, and it's the same type of thing. When you put things in your mouth, your gum tissue and all the tissue inside your mouth is it's a gateway for inflammation. It's a gateway for medicines. Like we give a lot of medicines under the tongue, sublingual. And when you do that, it goes directly into your bloodstream. So when you think about a supplement or a medication that you take, if you ingest it into your stomach, you have to take a higher dose. And that's because it will go to your liver and most of it will be detoxified and removed. But when you put something in your mouth, it goes directly to your bloodstream. So you need such a small amount. So it becomes a problem when you're using products or supplements that aren't pure or have harsh ingredients in them.
So where have you now focused from a business perspective? Are you saying, okay, you started making these for yourself, saying I'm going to go to my kitchen and find olive oil and other such things that I'm going to maybe utilize. Then somehow this became a business. So how did that happen and what do you make?
Yeah, that was kind of an awakening. I never expected to be a nurse functioning in the role of a CEO of right now we focus mostly on dental and deodorant, primarily because we've got such healing mechanisms in our products to work with the body and actually create an environment inside your mouth that actually, your mouth is your gatekeeper and your good health starts inside your mouth. And for most people, that's where it can end, is inside your mouth. And it's all related to the condition inside your mouth and your gum tissue. But I, was holding my newborn baby. I was making my products and I was feeding her one morning. And I said to my husband, I've been making these products. They're all really awesome and people are loving them. I should sell them. And he's the entrepreneur at heart. So he did a, 360, spun around and was like, oh my gosh, just think of what you want to be called and we'll start selling them. So that's how we really started. I didn't really necessarily think I was starting a business, but it really took off because the products just speak for themselves. And
how long ago was this?
So it started in 2009 was when I opened my first store, it was called Olive's Organic Botanicals, and it was organic based. And then we realized, my husband brought home the paleo diet, and I was on a forum one day searching the internet for paleo, and I came across a website. It's called Paleo Hacks now. It's huge, but it was like two guys saying, hey, or two ladies, I don't even know, what do you use for paleo skincare? And the other person said coconut oil. And I thought, I have the solution for you. My skincare is paleo. So we basically rebranded and created our own blue ocean. And it just launched in 2012 and just took off.
Wow, and that's the Primal Life, which I could see.
Yeah, Primal Life Organics.
So talk to me about what you do with oral health. Let's start there.
So oral health is so important because, and this is why our focus sort of switched from skincare to oral care. I created, when my daughter was 2, my little one that I basically nurtured this company from, when she turned 2, a molar came in, and she had a molar that had a natural cavity in it. So I took her to the dentist, and the dentist looked at the molar and said, which I didn't realize at the time, but this is a defect from in utero. Most likely it happened when I had some sort of like a fever or a virus or something when that tooth was being developed. So she had a natural cavity. He looked at it and said, that cavity is pretty deep. We'll put a temporary filling in it, but most likely it won't last more than a year. We'll have to pull it. So I thought, no, I'm not going to take that answer. I'm going to start doing my research. I'm going to look at what's out there or what we could use to heal the tooth. So I started researching how to heal teeth, how to heal cavities, how to remineralize teeth. What I realized is if I kept using what I was using, I was never going to do any good for her tooth. So I started researching. I found Dr. Weston Price, who was a dentist in the early 1900s, found his research. And I came up with a formula that uses 3 different clays that actually can alkalize the mouth and rebuild your oral biome, which is the start of your whole immune system inside your mouth, and remineralize your tooth. So she's now 10 and a half and still has that same original filling, and her tooth is healthy.
Wow. So what are the components that are in this, and how is it utilized? I mean, is it something that you just swish with, or what is it exactly?
Yeah, so I created a tooth powder, and it has 3 different clays in it. So clay is the perfect medium for your mouth because a lot of spas and salons sell detoxifying clay masks. And what that does is clay binds to toxins. So your mouth is probably your dirtiest place because it's exposed to everything.
Right.
And so your gum tissue absorbs everything, including heavy metals. clay will actually bind to heavy metals and toxins and pull them out of the tissue. So the clay, when you brush your teeth with it, the clay will bind to these toxins. It removes stains from your teeth, so it'll whiten your teeth. It cleans your teeth very gently, and it also has the minerals that your teeth need to remineralize and stay strong.
Wow.
So I use 3 different ones. I use white kaolin, bentonite clay. Those primarily are to remineralize your teeth and alkalize your mouth. And then French green clay is from the sea, so it has LJ and the properties from all the plants, which is actually very healing for your gum tissue. And then it's a powder, so you just wet your toothbrush, you dip it in the powder, and then you brush your teeth with it.
Nice. You made it easy.
Made it easy. It's actually the first form of brushing your teeth. It was actually with like powders is how we originally brushed our teeth.
Ancient times? Yeah.
Long time ago, yes. So I'm just taking you back.
Wow. Wow. And so now, okay, you get your oral health, back in shape. Do you recommend at every brushing, this is just kind of the standard practice whenever you're brushing your teeth, or is it just once a day?
So no, this replaces what I call toxapaste.
Yeah.
It replaces toxapaste.
With all the fluoride and all this other stuff.
All the other stuff that's really we've been brainwashed to believe that we're supposed to brush our teeth to clean them.
Right.
And technically, your saliva is supposed to do that. Your saliva has a couple functions, and one of it is to, when you eat, neutralize the acids. Most foods are acidic, and that will leach minerals from your teeth. And it's supposed to neutralize the acids, and it's supposed to cleanse your teeth. And it's supposed to also take whatever bacteria, it's supposed to be good bacteria inside your mouth, that bacteria is supposed to be swallowed into your stomach to create the probiotic environment inside your gut. What's happening with toothpaste is that it kills all bacteria, good and
it's
bad.
like nuking everything, right?
Nuking everything. It's like taking a potent antibiotic every time you brush your teeth, and then hoping to regrow your good microbiome within those 12 hours, and it doesn't happen. So then when you're swallowing the bad stuff, like especially like E. coli, I give these examples because you get E. coli breakouts and H. pylori. You're supposed to be able to kill that inside your mouth, but if you don't have your good microbiome and the right environment, you swallow that. As soon as it gets into your stomach, the acids in your stomach is the environment it likes. It grows, it multiplies, gets into your intestines, and then you have the intestinal problems with it, including Crohn's and colitis and irritable bowel and leaky gut. All of those things start inside the mouth, including, I call it leaky gum syndrome, is the inflammation of the gums.
Can gum tissue be regenerated? I know that there's it recedes over time, your gums, because basically it's getting eaten away. But with these types of practices, is it possible to even regenerate gum tissue?
It is. It's difficult and it takes time. So the best practice is to prevent it. And what most people don't realize is gum disease starts in your teens. And most people don't notice it till they're in their 30s and 40s. So if we can get it before it starts, with the right products in the teens, and even before that, then we can prevent gum disease from happening. But you can regenerate. I do have some products that help speed healing. We just added CBD to our gum serum and our tooth powder, and that will help decrease the inflammation and speed that healing of your gum tissue.
So tell me then, so you have a powder for brushing. What's the gum serum? What's the virtue of that?
So the serum is an olive oil base. I don't know if you've heard of oil pulling for the mouth. So yeah, a lot of people use coconut oil. Right. Coconut oil is typically used because of the taste. So olive oil is actually a better one to use, but because of the taste of olive oil, you don't want to swish it for 20 minutes. It just doesn't taste good. Most people use coconut oil.
I'm Italian. It tastes good to me.
Yeah. So what I used is I put the olive oil as my base because it helps to cleanse your whole entire mouth, and it's great for your teeth. And then I added 11 essential oils, and the essential oils help with your gum tissue, speed healing, increase blood flow, decrease any inflammation. And we also now just added the CBD to a gum serum formula to also promote more healing for the gum tissue, because your gum tissue, if it's broken down, inflamed, bleeding, red, or you get pockets, that's where the inflammation can get into your body. And that has been correlated with heart disease. Heart disease, actually, the plaque on your teeth, which is a biofilm, is the exact same plaque that's found in the coronary arteries.
Wow.
You want to be able to cut that out right there in your mouth. That's why your mouth, all good health starts in the mouth. And if you're using the wrong products and you're having gum issues and dental decay, good health is going to stop right there as well. You're just exposing yourself to heart disease, diabetes, all the inflammatory diseases are related to your mouth.
So you've also worked on teeth whitening, and I know teeth whitening is very popular. They use a lot of agents to get teeth white. I imagine some of them probably aren't so good.
Peroxide is not good at all. Most people can't use teeth whitening systems because the peroxide hurts so bad. And when what that basically means is you've lost so much enamel that the peroxide is seeping into your dentin, which is right below your enamel. It's got more fluid in it. It's supposed to protect you from when you're chomping and biting. It's absorbing those shock. So, but when the peroxide gets in there, it actually dehydrates it, and that's what causes the whitening effect, but it hurts.
Oh.
So I wanted to create something that actually works a little bit differently and restores your enamel, which is the whitest part of your tooth.
Okay.
So I created an LED teeth whitener with a system, the gel.
I see you're holding something colorful in your hand. Yes.
Yeah, this is like the coolest thing. So it plugs right into your cell phone.
Wow, a new use for the smartphone.
Yeah, new use. It has a USB port as well, and it uses red LED lights and blue lights. So the red LED lights actually decrease inflammation for your gum tissue. When I was talking about gum tissue being the gateway for inflammation to get in your body, this will actually heal your gums, and it penetrates into your gum tissue, so it can actually keep your gums really healthy. The blue light whitens your teeth as well as destroys the bad bacteria inside your mouth that causes gingivitis, gum disease, and cavities. But the really fun part that I had, the task of really developing, is the gel to make it peroxide free. So this is the gel that I really snuck the vegetables into. So it's more than just whitening your teeth. So you think you're buying it to whiten your teeth, but you're actually buying a therapy system for your entire mouth.
Wow.
So the gel is olive oil based. I added activated charcoal to help whiten. The clay, I have 2 different clays that are going to actually remineralize your enamel. So rebuild your enamel, which is going to whiten your teeth. And then it has essential oils in it for your gums, your microbiome, and for whitening your teeth. So you use the system, you put the gel on, you put the system inside your mouth for 20 minutes, set your timer on your cell phone, 20 minutes. And my best customer review told me that she uses it while she's making dinner, so she can't snack. Because the only thing you can't do is eat or talk when you have this in your mouth.
Right.
So 20 minutes, 5 times a week for the first 4 weeks. The system actually comes with 2 treatments, so you get 1 month's worth of treatments, and then after that, just 2 to 3 times a week. Plug it in, do it.
That's awesome. Very inventive.
So yeah, so you can have a whiter, brighter smile without even using peroxide.
It's awesome. What other things are you targeting now? So we talk about oral health, and I think a lot of people do ignore it, and I think almost everybody is utilizing these toothpaste, the conventional toothpaste that are really destructive and create a cascade of effects as you describe them. What else are you guys working on?
Well, deodorant is the other thing.
Well, the aluminum, right?
The aluminum, and then the other ingredients that are in there are toxic as well. But aluminum is the antiperspirant part of it. So it actually blocks your sweat ducts and prevents you from sweating, which basically means that your sweat is carrying all the toxins out of your body. It's a way for your body to cool itself as well as detox. And if you're preventing the detox part of it, that's going to go somewhere and cause inflammation and problems. The aluminum has also been found in the brains of Alzheimer's victims. So aluminum is just one of the problems. The other ingredients are toxic. They can cause cancer, neurotoxins, they're endocrine disruptors, things like that. And the aluminum has been found in the brains of Alzheimer's victims. And what's interesting, this is just an interesting fact, that fluoride in toothpaste is actually the gatekeeper of your brain, the blood-brain barrier that opens the channel for aluminum to get into your brain.
Really? So it's kind of this combination that say that the fluoride goes there and because the blood-brain barrier is important.
Right.
And that's what opens up the door to let the aluminum in.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that before.
Yeah.
But now how do you solve the problem? Because now people are saying, well, I got a full day and I can't stink, and I've tried just natural deodorants that don't have the antiperspirant, but I still end up smelling. So how did you solve this?
So one of the problems with natural deodorant that I wanted to solve is the rash. Most people end up trying a natural deodorant, most of them are made with baking soda. And baking soda changes the pH under your armpit and can cause, it's actually not a rash, it's actually a burn.
Wow.
Is what it causes, because it changes the pH and alkalizes. They put it in there because it kills the bacteria for that reason, but too much is not good for your body and causes a burn actually under your armpit. So how I solved this problem, I want to make sure you do sweat, but not stink. So I call it sweat healthy.
Okay.
You sweat healthy, you just don't want to stink. So your body will adjust over time. So the longer that you use a natural deodorant, the less that you will actually sweat unless your body really needs to, especially during activity. But what I did was I created my deodorant with hemp oil, which is anti-inflammatory and really great at preventing odor, and coconut oil. But I mixed in minerals into it to help your body deodorize even better. So I use magnesium. Magnesium is great at killing bacteria as well as when it's absorbed.
It's not a bad thing to absorb either. Right?
Right, exactly. And you do absorb it better when it's topical as opposed to taking it internally.
Okay.
So absorbing it helps you deodorize more efficiently internally, as well as killing the bacteria externally. Where most natural deodorants fail is the other way you produce odor under your armpit, which is short fatty acids. Magnesium and baking soda don't really do anything for the short fatty acids, so you can still get some odor. What I did was put zinc oxide in my deodorant, and the zinc oxide converts the short fatty acids to zinc salt, which is odorless. So you can get that odor-free and a powder finish. It keeps you feeling really dry.
Oh, very interesting. Interesting where we're kind of the areas that you're focused in. Any other general lifestyle things that people can consider that would help them? Things they could do or things they could avoid that would help them in the realms that you're describing, with whether on their skin or oral health or I guess it's a skin thing when you talk about deodorant, that realm. Anything else you could think of?
You know what? I have a lot of customers in their 30s and 40s still suffering from acne or skin conditions, and they're interested in the products that can prevent or take care of that. And I do have some products that help, fight acne or breakouts when it happens, or any skin conditions. What I like to tell people is just watch your diet. Take a double look at your diet, because a lot of things that you're eating, most skin conditions are actually related to your digestive health. So making sure, again, it starts with your mouth, making sure that you're creating a great environment, creating the right microbiome inside your mouth, good microbiome inside your gut, taking probiotics and what you need to do. And then most people's skin condition can be related to foods such as dairy and gluten and nightshades, a lot of times even nuts, and taking a look at what could be causing things like that. So I always try to steer people back to a healthy diet, because a lot of times your digestive issues and anything else just comes from that.
So very interesting as far as your own background, where you started in I guess traditional medicine, especially it gets as far as deep into that arena as possible when you start talking about anesthesia, etc. But it was giving life, I guess, giving birth or giving life that caused you to rethink how people need to live and what kind of ways they can behave to keep themselves out of that system. So final thoughts just in general on giving people advice on how to just live healthier?
Yeah, I always tell people, read what you're putting in and on your body and make sure that you understand exactly what's in there. Because even walking around down the aisles of supplements and skincare that are natural, you still have to pay super close attention to it.
Yeah, natural is kind of a generalized word, isn't it? That doesn't mean a whole lot anymore.
It doesn't mean much anymore. You really have to look.
Terrific. Well, Trina, thanks so much for sharing all this with us.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
I love Trina Felber's success story. It shows that when people have initiative and they want to do something good in the world, it makes the world a better place.